That's right. You know full well the one thing you have to give me is this. Even though you and I are diametrically opposed on LeBron James, LeBron James is very much aware of and about stats and numbers.
Absolutely not. Wins and losses is all LeBron cares about. Plays the game the right way.
The guy put out a tweet over the weekend, 43,000 points or something like that.
Right, because somebody sent it to him.
Someone else, he also put out a tweet that he passed Dennis Rodman in total rebounds.
He did?
For his career,
That shows a lot.
Yeah.
Shows a lot.
Yeah. He had the balls. Do we have audio of this? I think we got video.
Yeah, we got video.
All right, I want to show you your guy, your hero. Once again, nose growing. I
got to hear it.
LeBron James went on camera and said he has never been a numbers guy. To be honest, his exact words. This is the same LeBron James who wore number 23 as part of his identity, who stayed on the court against the Mavericks until he secured a triple-double, and who once tweeted about passing Dennis Rodman in career rebounds. The internet heard that statement and the reaction was immediate. So the question is simple. Do you actually think LeBron isn't a numbers guy, or is this one of the most obvious contradictions he's ever said out loud? Drop your honest take in the comments. And let's play the quote back one more time, because it somehow gets funnier every time you hear it.
I'm comfortable in every shot I take. I can shoot 0.0% from the three-point line. I believe I'll make the next one. I've been playing ball my whole life, so not much of a numbers guy, to be honest.
LeBron James sat in front of a camera and said the following words. I have never been a numbers guy, to be honest. He even added to be honest at the end, like that qualifier was going to make the sentence land any differently. Instead, it came across as one of the most self-contradicting statements a professional athlete has ever delivered on camera. And he said it with total calm confidence, the kind that only comes from someone who has spent so long being told they're right that they've stopped hearing themselves. Not a numbers guy, to be honest.
LeBron James was at it again. That's why they're now calling him Le Pinocchio. That's his new name.
Wait a minute.
Pinocchio.
Because last I saw the Lakers, they were killing the Warriors.
Yeah.
Last time I saw
They won back-to-back games against bad teams this weekend, Warriors included.
LeBron at 40-something playing back-to-back.
But Pinocchio was at it again.
What did he do?
That's right. You know full well the one thing you have to give me is this. Even though you and I are diametrically opposed on LeBron James, LeBron James is very much aware of and about stats and numbers.
Absolutely not. Wins and losses is all LeBron cares about. Plays the game the right way.
Because this is the same man who has a tattoo referencing his scoring milestones. The same man who wore number 23 for most of his career as a direct tribute to Michael Jordan, which, in itself, is a numerical comparison tied to legacy. The same man who celebrated passing Kareem Abdul-Jabbar as the NBA's all-time leading scorer with a crown gesture that was clearly meant to mark a historic numerical record. And the same man who once tweeted about passing Dennis Rodman in career rebounds because someone sent the stat to him, and he felt the need to share it with the world.
The guy put out a tweet over the weekend, 43,000 points or something like that.
Right, because somebody sent it to him.
Someone else, he also put out a tweet that he passed Dennis Rodman in total rebounds.
He did?
For his career,
That shows a lot.
Yeah.
Shows a lot.
That last one is worth pausing on for a moment. Dennis Rodman is widely considered the greatest rebounder in modern NBA history. He led the league in rebounding 7 straight seasons. His entire career was built around doing the gritty work that most stars don't want their identity tied to. And yet LeBron tweeted about passing Rodman in career rebounds. Not because anyone asked him about it. Not because it was a major storyline. But because someone sent him the stat, and he posted it for everyone to see. Apparently, that's what a non-numbers guy does.
Yeah.
Says the guy wearing the 23 patch on his jersey.
That's his
the guy that
his
puts
number.
the crown on his head when he passed Kareem Abdul-Jabbar as the all-time leading scorer. I've never been a numbers guy. The guy that refuses to play against the Spurs, but played against the Mavericks and wouldn't come out of the game until he got the triple-double. And when Austin Reeves got a rebound in front of him, got pissed at Austin Reeves because he didn't get the triple-double.
I have no proof of that.
Yeah, we got proof of that.
But the triple-double situation might be the clearest example of all. There's documented footage, not rumors, not secondhand stories, of LeBron staying in a game against the Mavericks specifically to secure a triple-double. And during that same game, when his teammate Austin Reeves grabbed a rebound that could have helped LeBron reach that milestone, LeBron was visibly frustrated. A rebound. in a game his own teammate secured. Because it meant one less number on LeBron's stat sheet. But remember, he says he's not a numbers guy.
If the ball's not contacted and the contact to the rim doesn't cause the ball to make an unnatural bounce.
A man who truly doesn't care about numbers doesn't get upset about a rebound in that situation. A man who doesn't care about numbers doesn't stay on the floor longer just to secure a statistical milestone. And a man who doesn't care about numbers definitely doesn't tweet within hours about passing a Hall of Famer in a specific category. The truth is simple, LeBron James cares about numbers the way a fish cares about water. It's the environment he lives in. For 2 decades, his career has been told through numbers. The scoring record. The assists. The rebounds. The championships. The playoff appearances. The longevity. Every part of the LeBron story has been a numerical argument. Even the endless debate between LeBron James and Michael Jordan is basically a numbers debate dressed up as philosophy. And LeBron has been one of the most active participants in that debate for his entire career. So when he sits down and sincerely says he's never been a numbers guy, to be honest, the only honest response is to replay the quote a few times and let it speak for itself. Now let's talk about the Lakers. Because this whole numbers conversation doesn't exist in isolation from what the team is actually doing on the court. The Los Angeles Lakers won back-to-back games over the weekend, including one against the Golden State Warriors. And almost immediately, parts of the media started pushing the familiar narrative. The Lakers are back. They've figured something out. Time to talk about them as contenders again. But context matters. The Warriors were missing Stephen Curry and several key contributors. The roster they put on the floor looked closer to a practice squad than a playoff opponent. Yes, the Lakers won big, by 24 points. But just days earlier, those same media voices were talking about the team's struggles after multiple losses. That's the cycle. One win and suddenly the narrative resets. The reality in the standings. Right now, the Lakers sit as the 6th seed in the Western Conference. They're not 2 games away from a top 4 seed. They're 2 games away from falling into the play-in tournament. That's the actual competitive reality, even with Luka Doncic and LeBron sharing the floor. The Luka and JJ Redick moment. Then there's the sideline moment involving head coach JJ Redick and Luka. During a recent game where Luka scored 40 points, Redick grabbed him by the arm on the sideline and told him he needed to play defense. Instead of acknowledging the feedback, Luka told his coach to shut up. On the sideline. In front of cameras. When Redick kept talking, because that's what coaches do, Luka escalated and told him not to turn his back on him. That's not a minor disagreement. When a player talks to his head coach like that on national television, it usually means something deeper has been building behind the scenes. The defensive problem. Redick's frustration actually makes sense when you look at the roster. He has Luka, one of the most gifted offensive players in the league, who often struggles with defensive engagement. He has LeBron, now 40 years old, posting one of the worst defensive ratings of his career. He has Austin Reeves, a solid player, but not the elite two-way wing that a championship roster usually needs. And the result? A team defense ranked near the bottom of the league. So when Redick grabbed Luka's arm, it was because the defense has to come from somewhere. If LeBron isn't providing it consistently, then the responsibility naturally shifts to Luka. And Luka's response was to tell his coach to be quiet on national television. The uncomfortable conversation. There's also a growing and uncomfortable argument circulating around the league. In certain stretches, the Lakers have actually played better defensively when LeBron isn't on the floor. The starting trio has produced a negative net rating together. A documented statistic. A number. And the man who says he's not a numbers guy is right in the middle of it. The bigger question, LeBron's role. Then there's the question nobody in Los Angeles really wants to answer yet. LeBron is 40 years old. His contract situation will need to be addressed soon. And the championship window for this roster is getting smaller every week. Meanwhile, the Western Conference playoff picture includes teams like the Oklahoma City Thunder, Houston Rockets, and Denver Nuggets. Athletic teams. Defensive teams. Deep teams. A defense ranked near the bottom of the league is not built to survive a 7-game series against opponents like that. The bench debate. There's even been a quiet discussion about something almost unthinkable. Should LeBron eventually come off the bench? From a pure basketball perspective, the argument exists. If your starting lineup works better defensively without him, you could bring LeBron in as an offensive weapon with the second unit. But the counterargument is obvious. LeBron James does not come off the bench. Not because the basketball logic isn't there, but because the ego equation makes it nearly impossible. A player who celebrates scoring records, tweets about statistical milestones, and stays in games chasing triple-doubles isn't likely to quietly accept a sixth-man role. Not without a massive organizational shift. Where this leaves the Lakers. So the likely outcome is simpler. The Lakers will keep hovering around the middle of the playoff race. They'll beat weaker teams when the stars are hot. They'll struggle against elite teams when the defense breaks down late in games. And LeBron will continue doing what he's done for 2 decades. Collecting numbers. Chasing milestones. And occasionally reminding everyone that he's never been a numbers guy. The funniest part. The funniest part isn't even the quote. It's the confidence. He didn't say it nervously. He didn't say it defensively. He said it like someone who genuinely believes it. Which means somewhere along the way, while becoming the most statistically documented player in basketball history, LeBron convinced himself that the numbers were simply happening to him. Not something he was actively pursuing. LeBron says he's not a numbers guy. While wearing 23. While tweeting about statistical milestones. While staying in games chasing triple-doubles. The Lakers sit in the middle of the standings. Luka argues with his coach on national television. And somewhere out there, Charles Barkley is probably watching the whole thing and laughing. So what do you think? Hit like, subscribe, and tell me your take in the comments.